Platt, and today we drink breakfast. That's next to Platt's Beer of the Week. So the particular beer we have today is Bacon and Eggs. Comes to us from the fine folks at Pizza Port Brewing. A little background of Pizza Port. Pizza Port is located in Solana Beach, California. That's northern San Diego for you folks. They have a cool little slogan. Good food and good beer brings good cheer. What a simple concept. I love it. As far as the history of Pizza Port goes, it's founded by a brother and sister combo, Gina and Vince Marsaglia. Hopefully I said that right. In 1987, they bought a failing pizza place there in Solana Beach. Was probably about to go broke. They bought the place, and one of the fortunate things they found when they got inside was that had quite a bit of storage space. So much excess storage space that Vince had plenty of room to do his favorite hobby, homebrew. Quickly got into the homebrewing scene. I think joined some homebrewing clubs, and Pizza Port became kind of a hot spot for homebrewers in San Diego to meet up. Apparently they would even serve some of the beers there. I don't think they were selling the beers, just more you'd have the group meetings and you'd like, hey, try my beer, try this beer, whatever. And again, it kind of became a hot spot. All this time, Vince really gets the bug, and by 1992, they decide to install a 7-barrel brew system and become a full-fledged brew pub. After the brew pub started up and running, they started really gaining some traction between the pizza and the beer. And by 1997, they opened a second location in Carlsbad. The ball kept rolling, and in 2003, they opened a third location in San Clemente. Now, what they did a few years later was kind of cool, and we have to remember the concept of time. We're talking about 15 years ago, but in 2008, they opened a bottle shop, or connected a bottle shop to their Carlsbad location. Now, when the pandemic hit, a lot of the local regulators kind of loosened up and allowed things like, 4-packs and 6-packs to go, bottle sales, this and the other. But in 2008, that wasn't getting done. So this is probably one of the first breweries that kind of did that. And they weren't just selling their beers, but other San Diego craft beers. So kind of keeping the family. So that's kind of a cool story because, again, 2008, that wasn't getting done. Now you'll see some of that. I know here in Vegas, we have a company called Beer Zombies that have these little bottle shops where you can try a beer and then walk, buy a bottle to go. So that's kind of a cool idea. Today, there's 7 locations throughout the San Diego, Southern California area for you to check out. Pizza Port, over the years, have received 91 different awards at the Great American Beer Festival, including Small Brew Pub of the Year in 2003 and 2004. So Pizza Port is a highly respected brewery. As far as their beer goes, kind of a smaller beer list for your kind of standard brewery, craft brewery. Definitely West Coast, a lot of IPAs in there. A little bit of variety, but they're not doing barrel-aged stuff or classic German style. This is a classic kind of West Coast beer menu they got. Let's review some of those beers. First is California Honey, comes in at 4.8% ABV. This is a blonde ale made with California honey, so that's always cool when you can source something local. I'm going to say after IPAs, probably a blonde ale is one of the classic California style beers. 805 is probably the first one that pops out to my head. Next we have Ponto, coming in at 4.5% ABV. This is a session style IPA made with New Zealand hops. Nice little twist there. For those surfers out there, apparently Ponto is either a beach or a surfer spot there in the San Diego area. So if you're there, got you bored, surf's up. Next we have Breaking Trail, 7% ABV. This is a wintertime / seasonal West Coast IPA. Now, I've only heard of a couple seasonal IPAs, and none of them are wintertime. When you think wintertime seasonal beers, we're thinking porters and stouts and barley wine. So this is kind of unique. I don't even know what to think of a wintertime IPA, but it probably works for them in San Diego for sure. Finally, we have Nugs, 7.6% ABV. This is a strong golden ale. This beer you're not going to find at your local liquor store or wherever. This is one of the more popular beers on tap that they serve at their 7 locations. So if you make it down to Southern California and are near a pizza port, definitely stop in and give Nugs a try. Well, with that being said, before we try this beer though, let's check out the stats. So today I thought I'd talk to you about breakfast-themed beers. We've got one here with bacon and eggs. Most of these beers kind of fall into 3 main categories. There's the cereal type beer that's based off some kind of breakfast cereal. There's the donut-themed beers. And lastly, the coffee-themed beers. So they generally fall in one of 3 beers, but there's really some cool ideas floating out there now, and I want to review some of those that are out there. First, from Smart Mouth Brewing, is Saturday Morning. Comes in at 6.6% ABV. This is a Lucky Charm themed beer. I believe they use real marshmallows in the brew kettle. If you're going to do cereal, you know, those classic Captain Crunch, Lucky Charm, you know, type cereals are perfect. Lucky Charms is just so well known. Sounds like a really cool, fun little beer. I'm definitely going to have to keep my eye out for that. Next, from Vitamin C Brewing, SEA, Vitamin C Brewing, is Blackberry Pancake Ale. Comes in at 6% ABV. I find this interesting because I've recently seen an episode of Master Distiller, and they were doing breakfast-themed spirits, and someone was doing like a blueberry buckwheat pancake combination that the judges really liked, and I thought, wow, that's kind of a fascinating mental exercise, if anything. So I'd be real curious to see the actual recipe of this beer, because it sounds like it could be a fun little beer. With pancakes too, I always have to ask if there's a little maple in there or not. Lastly, from the folks at Funky Buddha, we have French Toast Double Brown Ale, 8.8% ABV. Quite a little kick to your morning there. This is a brown ale made with cinnamon and maple flavors. I think what's really cool is a lot of these pastry style beers generally fall into porters or stouts. I like that they're going with the brown ale. I think brown ale is an underrated style of beer. And if you're wanting to do something with a maltier style of beer, it doesn't always have to be porters or stouts. And I think, especially with stouts, you've got a lot of those really dark patent malt, coffee malts. You get a lot of that espresso. Can kind of dominate any other flavors you want to add. And I think use of brown ale for this beer, you know, seems like a pretty cool little idea. Well, enough about that. Let's drink some bacon and eggs. Oh, that pours nice and dark. Actually, in the light, I was getting almost a little amber to it. Boy, a thin, dark khaki head. Let's give her a nose. Oh yeah, that is just straight darkness. You get that espresso, you get that dark coffee, picking up a little the malt. Let's give her a try. That is nice. Definitely no bacon and eggs in this, which is a shame. I'd love a stick of bacon in this. Just a really executed, big, dark porter, fuller bodied. I'm not going to say this is full bodied or viscous, but we're definitely medium plus on the body. The finish isn't real long, but it does hit your palate with the malt sweetness, those darker notes. I'm not getting an espresso astringency that you sometimes get. I'm not picking that up. I got a little bit on the nose, but not on the palate. I'm getting some dark chocolate there too. Just a nice, well executed beer. Stylistically, they're not out of line in any way, or there's no additional flavors to it. Bacon and eggs is just probably just more of a theme to it. And I wasn't expecting bacon and eggs, but just a well executed coffee porter. Very nice drinker. I think I got 8% on my notes. Doesn't really warm much going down. It drinks a little lighter than the 8%, so it's kind of pleasant. This beer's not for everybody because of the darkness and everything, but pretty good beer and not unapproachable. If you've got some friends that are wanting to try some darker beers, I wouldn't rule this out. This is not over the top. It is quite drinkable, again, for an 8% ABV beer. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. Also, please like the video because it lets YouTube know we're putting out good content. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or beers that you'd like me to try, please leave them in the comment section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Till next time, bottoms up.